Yo, what up, though? Tom Hopkins. You're now checked into a new episode of Sweet 1701, sponsored by Starter, Crown World, and Fifth Avenue Furniture. Steady Rock, what you got for me?
What up, though, Ty? You already know, man. We got that Kettle One Espresso Martini in the mix today, and we got some music news for y'all. Okay. Y'all might want to stick around for this one. Zah, what you got?
Listen, I gotta say some stuff with my chest, cause where the icebox used to be, I think these people playing with me. And I don't want to choose Jesus or Joy Road. I want to say it with my chest. So I think we need to come on and slide our way on over here.
You're now checked in. Make sure you click, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Billy, take us out.
It's so cold in the deep. Come on down to Sweet 1701. Let's get the heat up.
Everybody wants to be on Sweet 1701.
What up, yo, Detroit, what's new? Sweet 1701, come through. Tom Hopkins, reintroduce yourself. This couldn't be done by no one else. Steady rock on the ones and twos. Cut sharp like Jalen Rose, hairline, ooh, yeah. Earl Flynn in my Pistons starter jacket. Got a fresh outfit with the Jimmy Smash. Zaza chose God over Joy Road. Must have keep the energy up in the fridge cold. Oh, got legends on the wall, man. Only sweet with legendary dog gang.
Sweet 1701, put the D in the frame. Where the hustlers with threads and the legends got gang. Talking Pistons while the city hit the blade. Old English D on the hat, can't forget the yay. BLS tapped in, scammer diamonds on the set. Cams rolling every quote stitch fresh off the press. DR2 cut clean, no cap, Carter Vince. Every guest bring a thread that connect with success. The grind meets gloss, take it back to the roof. Bitches varsity talks from the kicks to the suits. Mic check from the stool, top it's hot like a toast. It's more than a pod, it's the voice of the coach.
This is just not a podcast. This is a production. Let's go.
Everybody wants to be on Sweet 1701.
What up, though? Welcome to another edition of your favorite show, our favorite show, Sweet 1701. You're not checked in. Todd, what's good?
Steady Rock, what up, though?
What up, though, man? What's good with you?
Tell me something good.
Man, just getting over the auto show, man. Beautiful weekend, man. I had a ball.
You closed it out.
Closed it out, man. Did the last night, and I did the Clarissa Shields press conference.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty dope. It was pretty dope. Got a little raunchy, but
Yeah. They pulled
We
up.
like
They
raunchy.
pulled up in them big bodies.
no,
Okay.
I'm talking about the cars. The cars.
Let me go where I go.
Dog, you not. Zah!
What up, though?
Help us out. How you doing?
Listen, God is good. Okay, ain't nobody looking for me. Not DTE, not nobody. Okay? Hey.
Billy!
What up, y'all?
Gotta get rid of that right quick. Billy, because I ain't like how that was about to go. Billy, what's going on? How you doing?
We like the cars that go room.
well, back in the day it was
for it,
cars to go
Billy.
boom, Billy, but
But he can't.
I know.
He can't do like.
Let him boom and let him vroom.
Vroom. I'm like, wait a minute, wait.
Listen,
I can't wait to
we
get
just
boomed
let him
and
into the
vroomed.
barbecue.
Okay.
You can't advance him.
I mean,
quick.
we trying to
He is invited to the barbecue.
He is.
I just said that.
Every last
Okay.
one of them. That's
Okay.
what he said.
Y'all so defensive, y'all.
As long as you don't put no raisins in the potato salad.
Bill, oh my God.
No raisins in
I
the
love
salad.
you. We are here. But if you
No
we
don't
don't-
raisins in the spaghetti sauce.
And we don't do stuffing. We do dressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
knows.
Oh, yeah.
So, Ray J,
Oh, man.
Cause I'm your sister.
uh,
Always for
they said his heart is working at 25%
25%,
capacity.
Man.
How do we feel about that?
I mean, he made a post about it, and he looked like he in good spirits. He look like he's doing good, but I mean, we gotta pray for the brother, man, because you don't never want to hear no news like that about somebody heart only pumping at 25%.
Yeah, that's kind of crucial. It's like at any given moment, just like you got to be careful what he do.
Yeah.
So
He needs to
Zah,
let that show go.
Well, that's what's paying the bills right now.
I get it, but that might be what's messing up his heart.
Ray J is paid. He don't need.
He don't need that show.
He got 5,000 patents. He got a scooter lash. He got a wig on wheels. He don't need no more money.
He don't.
He need to go lay down.
There's nothing like extra money.
See,
It
Mr.
is, but
Capricorn.
What can you do if you dead?
Mr. Moneybags.
He's right. You can't make no money if you dead.
So Zah, tell me something good. What you got going on?
Well, I I just got my tuition paid for college.
I saw that. Give her a round of applause for that.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my son the other day, and I said, son, I've been going to college since you've been born, and he about to be 23. So I just want to tell anybody that's out there, finish what you start, long as you finish. It don't matter when you finish, as long as you finish. And so I'm grateful
Facts.
that I got a chance to be blessed at Wayne County Community College, and then I'm gonna head over to Wayne State and take these 2 classes, and I ain't gonna stop till they calling me Dr. Z from the 313.
Okay.
Okay, because
Dr.
DTE ain't looking for ME, huh?
Okay, they ain't gonna put me on no payment plan. Nope.
So we got guests that checked in with us today.
Ooh.
Yes, we do.
Ladies first, we have the world famous Dr. Sabrina.
Hey.
Because we're going to talk about mental health today. So there's only one person to bring on here, Dr. Sabrina.
Okay.
And then I got my brothers on here too because they have a mental health panel event that they're doing this upcoming Sunday. That we're
Really?
going to
Yes.
recap when the show airs on Monday.
Okay.
Rico is going to chop, cut, splice, and get everything going with them. We got the world famous Dice Clark.
Okay.
It's killing him that he can't go live right now. He wants to go live so bad. And then we have the Car McDonald right here.
Okay.
How you guys feel?
I'm blessed, man. I feel good.
Bless.
I definitely feel good, man. Let me tell you something.
That's enough. So because he was about to go in.
He's getting ready to.
He was about to
go
He was about to take over the show, but this is not What Up Doe podcast.
Minister McDonald.
Right. We have rules and regulations here at Sweet 1701.
Okay.
Ladies first, Dr. Sabrina.
Hey.
Give us a little brief history about you and what all the accolades that you have, because you have so many of them.
I do. Well, the first is that I just turned 60
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
on January the 19th.
There you go,
So I am
Capricorn.
officially serving 60.
You better.
Hey.
And so I am Dr. Sabrina. They call me the people expert, and
Okay.
they call me that because I help people with people, even if that person is themselves. Because oftentimes we think it's somebody else with the problem,
Come on.
and it's really us standing in the need of some help. And so I do that in a lot of different ways. I am a clinical therapist with over 38 years of experience.
Give that up.
Listen, be proud of that.
Yeah, you done heard all kind of problems.
Oh my God! From the womb to the tomb, just from everybody. And then I also am a coach. I do life coaching. I do business coaching, and then I do speakers coaching because speaking is what I spend the bulk of my time doing. And so, if people want to be a speaker, I can help them with
Okay.
understanding the business of speaking. So yeah, you may know how to speak, but you don't know the business of speaking. So you just don't jump out there and give a fee. There's 7 levels to the speaking industry. Know where you're at and know why you're there. And then know the hindrances of keeping you there, and then know the things that you need to do to move to the next level.
And so you say it's 7 levels in it.
Yes, it's 7
So I want to
levels.
touch on a couple of those if we can.
Okay.
I know I'm going to open up the floor because I know everybody got questions. We'll get to the fellas in a minute, but we want to have you and showcase your spotlight.
Listen, I'm excited. I know that I had Dr. Sabrina reached out to her to be my mentor. I don't know what level I'm on, but I reached out to her because I think that Dr. Sabrina, you bring a flavor. You're like Laurie, seasoned salt, garlic powder, onion powder. You know what I'm saying? You give that flavor and that pizzazz. What did you have to do to find that for yourself in order to help other people to find that bourgeois, that, you know?
Well, I am one who believes that your test becomes your testimony. And
Teach.
so the thing that gives me wisdom is that I've been through something.
Come on.
And so I don't have a problem telling the things that I've been through.
Hallelujah.
I was gang raped at 14. And so, of course, people think that you stay there. No, I did the work.
Yeah.
I'm healed from that.
Yeah.
So, and I've forgiven, that's a whole nother talk show. And now I'm able to look at women and men who, because men are abused too.
Yes, they are.
And then give them the tips, tools, and strategies on how to heal and not just be a survivor, but be a thriver.
I love
so I'm more than just a survivor. I thrive.
Come on.
Ain't nobody do me but me.
Bookie!
What?
Talk your talk.
Okay.
Here for
Okay.
that.
What side of town you from, Dr. Sabrina?
I am from the west side of town,
Shout that street out.
Sorrento.
Uh-huh.
And so on the left side of me, the Shears, Bishop Sheard, and
Okay.
the Ethan Shears and Drew Sheard,
Okay.
all were my neighbors.
Shout out
and
to
then
Greater Emmanuel.
the right side of me were the legendary Clark sisters. And
Yes.
so Jackie Clark is my son's godmother. I've been knowing the Clark sister. So they call me the dark-skinned Clark sister.
I'm here for it. I remember when you did the workshop at the church.
Yes, that's my history.
That, Dr. Sabrina.
That's what's up.
Okay.
Such a
That's what, I just want to know, like when you spoke earlier about the levels, like, so to put people or to let them know where their place is, like, what's the levels of the speaking?
So the speaking industry has 7 different levels.
Okay.
And so in the first level, that's like when you're just getting started. And so the range there to charge is from free to $1,000. So when people call me and say, I only got $1,000 for you, you not my people. Because I'm no longer at that level.
Come on.
Exactly.
The levels go from that, which is 0 to 1,000. Then it goes from 2 to 4, then from 4 to 6. But the 7th level is $30,000 minimally to speak.
Yeah.
And that is the celebrity stage of speaking. And so I've been speaking now 30 years.
Yeah.
I've spoken all over the world. I've been to Dubai. I've been
Come
to
on.
Pakistan. I've been to Turkey. I've been
Yes.
to Kenya. And people bring me to speak.
Come on.
And so I understand where I am. I understand why I charge what I charge. And then, of course, because I am a giver, I choose who I give to. But people
Facts.
can't make me give because they want me to give.
Okay.
It's what God says to me. So the first thing I tell everybody, anytime I make a decision, I consult the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
If the Holy Spirit says yes, I don't care who on the planet says no. And if the Holy
your
Spirit
talk.
says no, I don't care who on the planet says yes. Because between me and the Holy Spirit, can't nobody trump that.
Yeah.
So
So, Dr. Sabrina, when you are dealing with those no's, when people are hitting those brick walls, when they are getting those rejections and those opportunities that they move their fear to the side, how does a person handle the disappointment and how does a person handle that rejection? Because sometimes people retreat and they don't want to try again.
this is the truth. But let me say this. Never anywhere does it say that it's going to be easy. But what you may have 1,000 no's, but it only takes one yes. And if I stop at 1,000, 1,001 might be my yes. So I have to put on my big girl coat and keep going and keep pushing. So I always believe that whenever something does not happen or you fail at something, I believe in something called failing forward. So
Yes.
I don't get stuck in the fact that I failed. I get stuck in the fact that, yes, I can do it again. I just can't do it that way. I can't do it with that person.
Yeah.
But that don't mean don't do it again.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. See,
So, yeah, disappointment is a part of life because if everything was always pleasant, you never appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate the things that I go through because I've been through something.
Come on.
So can't nobody tell me that God ain't good. I had COVID in the hospital, 28 days on a ventilator. I know people who were on a ventilator that ain't here no more.
You hear me?
yeah.
But guess who here?
Come on.
Guess who don't have a oxygen machine no more? I
Hallelujah.
had one.
Come
but I
on.
don't any longer.
Come on.
So I know that my experiences and the things that may have been misery for me become a part of my ministry.
Woo!
right. And just to touch back on what you said about knowing your levels and being able to say no and know when to say yes. I go through the same thing as a DJ. Like I know my level, and I'll turn down 5 events and take this one over here, because these 5 events, you can't just throw a couple $100 at me or say, nah, I'm gonna take this one over here because this is the one for me and this one is paying right.
Valid.
Well, this is the other thing. I always say this because whenever I'm speaking, people will ask me, oh, well, can you come to my job? Can you come to my church? How much do you charge? And whenever that question comes, I stop and say, I need everyone to listen. Because if you thought what you got today was quality, expect to pay for quality. Because when you go to the Bentley dealer, you never walk into the Bentley dealer asking to pay the Hyundai price.
Come on.
If you walk into the Bentley dealer, you expect
To pay
to
Bentley money.
pay Bentley money. And
Exactly.
I am the Bentley of what I do.
Big, big.
Stack your resume, Dr. Sabrina.
Look,
Bring them
she getting applause for that.
I just want to say this. Zai is ecstatic that you're here because we hear all the time about all we have on the show is a bunch of what?
Kickstands.
And we have a what today?
We have a camel toe.
There you go. So she's excited that you're here.
But I love that.
Yeah, everybody, listen. You should click like and subscribe right now, America.
For real.
Click like and subscribe right now, so you can fall in love with Zai too, with some of her behind the scenes clip that you can only see on Sweet 1701's YouTube channel. Billy,
What up, though?
what you want to talk to Dr. Sabrina about?
Well, how did you know, like, when you were going between levels and when it was time and how you got there?
Well, the first thing is that I believe that anybody who does anything needs to invest in themselves. So one of the things that I did when I first became a speaker, I hired a speaker's coach. My speaker's coach name is Wanell Teague. She's gone on to glory now, but she was Zig Ziglar's coach.
Oh yeah.
So I spent a
Pretty
pretty
penny.
penny in 2000.
So, Dr. Sabrina, the people that don't know Zig Ziglar, explain who that is.
Zig Ziglar is one of the world's greatest
Yes.
public speakers.
Yes.
Oh my God. When you go to study speakers,
He up
Zig
there.
Ziglar is up there. So he's one that talks about inspiration and manifestation and things of that nature. But when he started speaking, he went to Wanell Teague to help him with understanding the business of speaking. And so when I went to her, I went to California to her ranch. And she only took 4
Now, wait a
people
minute. Not her house.
to her ranch.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's different.
It's a difference.
As
levels.
Dennis Reed would say, it's
Levels.
there you go.
And I paid to learn from her. And the one thing that she taught many things, but the one thing that I remember the greatest is the 7 levels of the speaking industry. Because I didn't know the 7 levels of the speaking industry. And when we went through them, she helped me to understand why I was at the level that I was at and what I needed to do to get to the next level.
Come on.
And so I have taken that model, and not only do I teach it to other people, but I still use it for myself today.
So, Dr. Sabrina, we're going to come back to you, right?
Okay.
Because we want to talk. You talk about the 7 levels, but our next guest, they're just from 7 Mile. So,
They ain't just for 7 Mile. Come on, don't do our homies like
these
that,
are my
man.
brothers.
My brother.
I
These
know.
are my brothers.
I
It is
know.
an honor and a pleasure to finally have you guys here on Sweet 1701. You have a big event coming up on February 1st. Dice, Dakar, can you explain what you have going on? Now, breathe, because I don't want y'all battling to see who's going to talk first.
I was gonna let it go first because following Dr. Sabrina, that's gonna be kind of hard.
I didn't want to say
So
that.
I let him go. That's the show right
also
there.
Also here on Sweet 1701, you have to watch what you say because we have a DJ here that play something. You said coming behind Dr. Sabrina's
Take
what?
that, take that, take that.
So
And you know, right now, be careful what you say.
You know she's sexy at 60.
listen, we have fun here, so we laugh. So y'all listen.
yeah.
If we catch you off guard and you say something, I'm gonna get you.
Pause.
That sounds like the boogeyman.
All right, that's what I said. Pause.
Come out at night.
Oh, God.
See, there they go. See how this is what we go through with them two. So y'all
Explain to us about this wonderful event that you guys have February 1st that Dr. Sabrina's a part of.
Yes.
I'm a part of.
Yes.
Break it down.
Well, this is how it started.
And that's our show. No, I'm playing. Go ahead. I just love messing with them. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You do it all the time.
Yeah.
There you go. So this is how it started, really. I suffer from depression. Just to give a little insight, I don't remember during COVID, you and I talked,
Yes.
private conversation, and we disclosed some things about depression, this, that, and the other. That when you told me what you suffer from and it was so close that I said, wow, I wonder, do other men go through the same thing? And for me, my depression was so severe that I could have everything going on in life. I mean, I can be driving the nicest car, dating the prettiest woman, living life. But for some reason, I still felt like when I call it the lights and camera, once the lights go away and the camera's cut off, I would go into some type of funk that I couldn't seem to get out of, you know? And then I started maybe surrounding myself with people who pacified me in a way. Not anybody who I could really talk to or try to help myself with, but just to bridge the gap between time of being by myself. And so I lost a job at an auto plant. I was a supervisor for a while. And the funny thing about it was losing a job didn't affect me.
Right.
Because I mean, you know, as black men or as men in general, to lose a job is
your income.
Yeah, you know, but we're used to we'll bounce back. But what I did not understand was when I lost that job of being home alone, something started coming over me more. Because at least when I was going to work,
You had time.
I had time. You know, I'm around other people,
Yeah.
other colleagues, this, that, and the other. But when I didn't have that, now I'm just sitting here by myself.
That silence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I did not understand. Man, why am I?
Them thoughts.
What?
And
Yeah.
feelings.
And my brain wouldn't cut off. It's like I started having anxiety and this, that, and the other. And I watched Dice and the What Up Doe Pie Talk, right? And I saw it on, was it Facebook? Yeah. I saw it on Facebook. And for some reason, when I saw it, because I know all of the gentlemen on the show prior, this is
Shout
my
him
brother.
out. Shout him out.
There you go, Dice and Tez and Gino. Number one.
And Rico.
Rico, super producer.
But right now he's with Death Row.
Well,
Yeah, he's Sweet 1701. Yeah.
Still nice.
So Dice has always been my brother from day one.
Yes.
Okay. So when I watched the show, something said to me, I just felt better. I don't know what it was. It was like, wow. I don't know if it's because I was familiar with everybody on there. Dice is my brother, and I could pick up the phone and actually reach him.
Yeah.
I said, I got to be a guest on the show. And I don't know where it came from. And Dice said, hold on, Dirty. I don't know if we really want you on the show. And he said, let me get back with you. And he hung up the phone, and I called him right back.
Okay.
I said, hey, man, you thought about it?
You called him right back?
I called him right back.
Right, you didn't give you a chance to think about it.
No.
Well, I was stalking him.
Okay.
No,
that.
I'm right there. No just means no for now. How about now? You ready yet? You ready yet? Let's go.
I mean, because Dice is doing he's doing so many different things. You know, people forget, you know, okay, I'll call you back, and one day might turn into two. But something said to me, hey, man, call him again. So he said, okay, look, man, Dirty, I'm going to have you on as a guest. And when I went on as a guest, something came back alive again. It's like it felt natural to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When the camera came, it didn't matter. I wasn't scared to talk in public. I mean, something came out that said, man, you got to be more than the guest. So when I left the show, this is what happened. So when I left the show, I'm driving home.
This sounds like some Big Red story. Like it's like some takeover. Like,
Tell me when to shut up now.
No, you keep going. You keep going.
My office hours are.
So I'm riding home.
Right.
So I'm riding home, and I said, wow. And something popped in the passenger seat, and it said, you were just a guest. You need to be on the show permanently. So I called Dice. I said, guys.
That's what the voice said?
That's what the voice said.
In the
Okay.
passenger seat?
In the passenger seat.
Okay.
Okay.
And it said,
They had a seatbelt on?
no, not it was freelancing. It was
Okay.
bouncing around.
Yeah.
So it said, call Dice right now. And say you need to be permanent.
Speaking.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking this is my brother that, you know, and I was trying to be a little funny on the show. And I said, well, he's just going to welcome me with open arms. He said, Dirty, I don't know about that. He said, it's not just my show. And I have to, I said,
Other people.
and so he said, well, let me talk to Tez and Gino. I'll get back with you.
He said,
And that's what he said. So I guess they had a little powwow meeting. And Dice told him he didn't want me on the show. Broke my heart. You know? But the other two guys, fortunately, they said, no, we think Dirty could be the icing on the cake. Yeah. So long story short, when I came on, I noticed that when I left the show, I didn't go into that depression again. So if the show was on Sunday, Monday came around and I was feeling good, and Tuesday, and I was able to bridge the gap between being by myself and going into that funk to the next show, and everything just started coming alive.
Passion.
You see what I'm saying? And I said, you know what? I want to talk about mental health and depression because I think the number one thing that men do, we hide how we feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's
Facts.
scary to me. You know
Very
what I'm
much
saying?
so.
We hide women. You got a wonderful doctor here. Women can sit down with each other if they go through something. They say, you know what? Girl, get your purse and your dress, and we're gonna go shopping. Then we're gonna talk all the problems out, and then they can cry together and everything work. Men, we don't get that.
Okay, so can I just add one caveat?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not a gender thing. Most people who are helpers naturally helping other people
That's right.
don't know how to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they are struggling,
Yep.
because they are the ones that's helping,
Yes.
they won't ask for help.
Yep.
I know that because I've done that.
That's right.
And so it's important to know that depression and anxiety are not the same thing. They first cousins.
Yeah.
Depression has to do with being sad about stuff that's already happened. You can't change it really, but you still stuck there.
Anxiety's
And then
coming.
anxiety has to do with you worrying about what's coming.
That's true.
So when you understand that, one, if you want to really start to heal, is what am I going to do with my now? My now is all I got. Yesterday I can't change. What
Yep.
happened 10 minutes ago I can't change.
Facts.
And then what's going to happen tomorrow is going to take care of tomorrow. What am I doing with my now? So when I hear your story, the being alone was a part for you to go down that rabbit hole, but coming out and moving on the now. So when you said, I got to call him now, and I got to call him back now, it was what you had to do in your now to stop you from the depression and to stop you from worrying about what's coming.
This is wonderful. This is
So now, Dice,
Yes.
what was that like on the other end, not knowing that, you know, he's drowning and now y'all done lit a fire under him and he got a twinkle in his eye and you got to get him, nah, dog, this ain't going. What was that like on the other end and what were you dealing with mentally?
At that time, I was in my prime. I was living good. We had just, you know what I'm saying, put the show together. I was like on 3-4 podcasts at the time. But I, like you said, we've been brothers since 3 or 4 years old. So I know him, a side of him other people don't. So that's why I was saying no. You know what I'm saying? We gave him the name Dirty, and he earned it. It's just not no, you know, so I'm like, since we was teenagers. But it was nothing against him. He know it's nothing I wouldn't do for him. I give him the world. But again, that wasn't just my show. I was brought on as a co-host too. But when he shared the story about what he was going through, it really hurt me because, again, to tell somebody we've been brothers since 3 or 4 years old and I didn't know, it's like I started questioning myself, like why he wasn't comfortable enough to come to me
Yes.
and talk to me about it. You know what I'm saying? So it bothered me, and I tried to talk to him about it, but we never talked on it. But just to hear him what he went through and went through it alone, I'm like, really? Am I your brother then?
Yeah.
You went through something by yourself that going to the mall, shopping and getting girls and hanging out, that's anybody can do that with you. But if I'm your brother, things like that, I should be that person you can call and talk to. And he
that's
didn't
true.
do that.
And that's true because you have been both our therapists.
Yes.
So, and you threw Dirty off on me.
Yep. Sure.
Because he was like, hey, call Ty. Ty got the same situation. Call him. And I'm like,
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, talk to Dirty, man. Dirty got some things going on like you. Just like you. Y'all both got it.
So this is
Y'all
a
talk.
domino effect.
Right.
Because I was
It wasn't even
I was
domino,
getting
it was off the
ping
table.
pong. You know, both of these my brothers
Yeah.
forever. Like we since kids. So I would talk to Ty one day and I would take that load. Then I talk to Dirt. I'm like, these brothers going through the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I say, I'm not the one they need to talk to. They need to talk to each other. So
Both
I'm
of them
instantly-
X themselves out. Like, I gotta go.
one thing I want to say to Ty though, when and this is a flowers. They still say that. Flowers?
Yeah,
Okay.
give people that flower.
There you go. So I want to give Ty his flowers because even with his enormous success and everything that he's doing, when I talked to him on the phone about it, he never made me feel like he was bigger than me.
Less than.
He
Never-
never made
never
me
been
feel
like
like,
that.
I was less than him.
Yeah.
He made me feel like, hey, Dirty, look, we could. I maybe not the exact same thing, but I suffer from the same thing. So
Absolutely.
his celebrity was not dead to me, and that's what made me. I always respected you and loved
Humanity.
you for that, and that's serious. man.
No, I
Humanity.
appreciate that because I tell
Yeah.
people be surprised. Like a lot of us, we smile in public just enough to go home and cry in private. And one thing about depression will wait on you. Yeah, go ahead, be distracted. Go ahead. You having fun today? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'll get you mine.
ahead. Go
I'll be
ahead.
right here.
I'm right here waiting. And then once all the fun is over, like with your job and all that, once that he's like, come on, sit on down.
I got you.
Headlock. So I get it. So what we want to do right now, we want to go into a segue of what we like to call the Sweet 1701 mix because we got so much stuff to talk about with you guys. Now, this is something that we do for our guest here. we got a mixologist. We actually have 2 mixologists.
All right.
We got a DJ mixologist, DJ
Okay.
Steady Rock.
Okay.
And
Big
And then
Steady.
we have
I'm gonna
a
set my camera up while he talks.
professional mixologist,
And do
Billy.
Big Billy.
And
Not
we got
the
something
little one.
special for those who indulge. And I think after this, we probably do need to take a break and have some libations coming on here. We don't endorse that if you're going through something, but we have something coming up called the Sweet 1701 mix right here on Sweet 1701. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Everybody wants to be on Sweet 1701, 01, 01.
My guy PZ came to bless us, came to Fifth Avenue Furniture. He needed some furniture and mattresses for his new home. And you know where he comes, the best, always shop with the best here in Metro Detroit. Only Fifth Avenue Furniture, only Metro Detroit's #1 rated furniture and mattress store. PZ, what do you think, man?
I appreciate y'all, man. I came over here. I did what I needed to do. My family happy. My mama happy. We picked out everything we needed. We got the house. We got the whole house furnished in less than a week. You know what I'm saying? The turnaround time was perfect. The crew that came through and put everything together, everything was on point. So I'm happy. My mama happy. My family happy.
Appreciate you,
I'm
family.
ready to do it again, man. You feel me?
Round
I'm ready
2,
to shop
fellas.
again.
Round
Let's do
2,
it.
guys. All right.
Welcome back to Sweet 1701. And now it's that time, right? It's time to give happy spirits to everyone. The Sweet 1701 mix with DJ Steady Rock and Billy. What you got for us today, Billy?
What up, though?
What up, though?
You know, sometimes you just don't want to go through all the hassle of making a drink. You just want to come home and enjoy the drink. That's what we have with the Kettle One Espresso Martini ready to serve. All 3 minutes. Ready to go.
Ready to go.
Kettle One.
Not so city, USA.
A little bit of chocolate, a little bit of orange in there.
Hey.
When you get it, make sure you shake up the bottle. Because some of
Shake
the.
it up.
How you shake it, Billy?
Shake it up.
Oh, we're going to
Shake it up. Shake it up.
I get the bottle.
Shake it up.
And then pop that baby open.
Pop it open, baby.
Couple big jiggers of
Jig me.
into a shaker with ice.
Put some ice
And this one you want to shake for a little bit because you want to get a good
So you gotta
aroma.
shake it some more.
Gotta extra shake it.
Come on.
Now,
Extra shake.
now wait, hold on. Dr. Sabrina, Dice and Dirty, this is one of the favorite parts of the show because this is how we break it down. Go ahead.
Ready?
Shake, shake,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they need a drink after that. So, Billy, where can they pick up the ready-made Kettle One mix at?
Your favorite store.
Rico's going to put some pictures up, and you can check it out while Billy serves our
Smells
guests.
like Starbucks.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
Okay.
Dr. Sabrina,
This sexy.
cheers. You know Steady Rock won his.
Of course.
He can take out the guest first, though, man.
What? You being nice
He
today?
can take out the guest first.
Normally Steady Rock be on the
Nah,
second right
he
now.
can take care of the
Darren
guests,
is looking
man.
like, no. Take care of home first.
No, I'm gonna keep the music rolling, baby.
You keep rolling.
So Rico's going to get these ingredients up. He's going to
Shake.
get it where you can find it at.
Shake,
And
shake,
they
shake,
still shaking.
shake.
You notice how round 2, the shake is not really shaking. It's just shook.
When he's not shaking.
When we come back with
We
Sweet
still got the
1701,
foam.
we're
We still
talking
got the
sport,
foam. We just have more
celebrity
here.
news,
We got a
sandwiches,
bottle
chefs,
here.
and
What
music with
happened?
DJ Steady Rock on Sweet 1701. Let's go.
Everybody wants to be on Sweet 1701, 01, 01.
Yo, what up, though? Welcome to Southwest Detroit and 5555 McGraw. Had to come back here to the Holy Land. Not just a gym, it was a home.
Bronx new facility, years in the making.
Hey, bartender, let's go another round. Welcome back to Sweet 1701. Steady Rock, you know what time it is, right?
Yes, sir.
What time is it?
Say it with your chest.
Zah!
Listen, well, these 34 C's have a lot to say because at the end of the day, I just want to thank y'all for being here because mental health is real. But, you know, I don't know if y'all heard about the story of London Thomas, a young lady that was murdered in Inkster, and her ex-boyfriend murdered her, and the accomplice that helped the boyfriend was the mama.
Yeah.
Now, as a
Wait
mom,
a minute. Bring that back one more time.
Yeah, I'm
that
gonna say it one more
again.
time. London Thomas, God bless your soul, rest in heaven, baby. And shout out to and special prayers to her mother, because you know people's mental. We talking about mental. What are you thinking about as the ex-boyfriend to murder your ex-girlfriend, and then your mama help you and tell them, and the mama go tell her friend to come get the girlfriend, put her in a Family Dollar tote, put her in the trunk, and then they don't find the baby until almost a month later. Now, all of this has just come out. And as a mother of a man-child, and Dr. Sabrina is a mama of a man-child as well. Her son's birthday tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
Amen.
Tomorrow, he gonna be what, 33?
33.
Okay,
Happy
and
birthday.
so my son gonna be 23
Okay,
this
come
year.
on.
And you know, I remember my son when he first had a first little girlfriend in
too.
church, and I remember when he first had a real girlfriend in high school, and I remember when he sold his wild oats after the girl broke his little heart, and he went to Alabama and was doing some stuff, and then he went to Florida and went doing some stuff. But I ain't never, ever, ever in my life wanted to hurt anybody who hurt my son's heart. Now, did I want to pimp smack her? Maybe. Did I want to kind of knock a wig off to the side for messing with my baby? A little bit. However, I also know that they young.
Yes.
And I may fall in love with you today and fall out of love with you tomorrow.
Or
okay?
tonight.
Or tonight. And so for me, to the parents out there, I need y'all to do better. I'm disappointed because as mothers, our sons are the first women that they deal with. They're the first woman that gives them the confidence to date and help them with the swag and tell them what to wear and what not to wear. If you got a good mama. I ain't talking about a raggedy mama, okay? Same with a father. When you got a good daddy, you gonna tell your daughter, hey, you look nice, but fix that little cleavage right there. Or, oh, he taking you out, or, oh, where y'all going? And you know, you're gonna be a parent. And for me, I just don't understand what's in a person's mind and in your heart that would make you want to hurt somebody and take their life. Break up with me. Move out of town. Cuss me out. Go live and talk about how bad I am. But don't kill me. And I think sometimes our people, and I'm just talking about our people. I don't know about nobody else. I love you, Billy. You honorary light skin right now. But our people got to get that evilness out of their hearts for one another. I can be mad at Dice, but I don't want Dice to get hurt or something to happen to him. I've been mad at Steady, and I've been wanting to put my foot so far up Steady.
In America, click like and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel, and you can see some unseen clips that we never leaked, but we're gonna leak them down.
But at the end of the day, I want Steady to be successful.
I do too, even though I want to.
Hey, I want to be choked too.
See?
Oh my God.
Take that.
He did it.
Continue.
Here we go.
To the mamas out there, I ain't never had a desire to hurt my son's ex-girlfriends or a young lady that broke my son's heart or made him feel insignificant or made him feel some type of way. And to the mothers out there and the fathers out there, stop condoning dumb stuff that your children are being a part of.
Big facts.
All my son's friends, I know all my son's friends. I pray for all my son's friends. I was the house that they can come over and they knew I was checking them at the door. I ain't entertaining no folly or no foolishness. But one of the things that I've also come to understand is when that thing is thanging and when it get good, okay?
Wait a minute. Because,
that thing is get real good.
Because I think the car just got the Holy Ghost.
Did it?
When
He
you
did.
said when you
That
said
thing.
what?
That thing.
Did he?
When he banging.
THANG.
Yeah.
Say it one more time for them.
When the thing gets to thinking,
Take that.
and it gets you thinking about that thing, right?
Can't stop
Man,
thinking about that thing.
man or woman. You understand? When that fellatio and calonesis get good to you,
So who?
fellatio and calonesis.
Hold on, you just made Dirty sit up like he's in tune with your
And Rico
conversation
just
right
popped
now.
out. Look at
Okay,
this.
come on out here, Turtle. Because at the end of the day, love is a real thing. And when people are in love or love somebody and then you take that away from them, you getting consistent stuff every day or every other day or every week. And then somebody take that from you. You know, and you young, right?
Hold on. What'd you say, Dr. Sabrina?
A minimum of 3 times a week is healthy for your mental, spiritual,
And it
physical
is.
health. I'm just saying.
Listen, Dr. Sabrina, it is.
I know, you
And
can tell me, I know.
And it messes with men and women.
Of course it does.
Especially when you got that good stuff. Because that good
Good.
stuff will have me driving down the street.
Good.
And making sure your car's in the driveway.
Okay.
What if it's
And it better not be no other cars in the driveway.
What if it's parked in the garage?
We gonna see. Because I'm climbing in the backyard and looking through
I'm
the
sorry.
window.
Oh my God.
Serious topic.
But I'm saying this with my chest. I'm saying this with my Joy Road, and I'm saying this with my Black Jesus. Parents, y'all gotta do better. Y'all gotta do better with your children if you want a future for them. All of y'all could literally be free right now. London could be free, the son could be free, the mama could be free, living y'all best 2026 life. But instead, her life is gone, y'all lives are definitely gone, and you know they about to make y'all pay when y'all get to the penitentiary, okay? And Huron Valley ain't a place you wanna be, little mama. So I suggest parents out there, when you are running across these type of challenges with your children, sit down and have these conversations with them. Find out what's going on with their mental health. Sit them down with a therapist. I told my son, you got to sign up for therapy. D-Win is free. Or go to Dr. Sabrina. Yeah, we can get some referrals. And I'm going to have my son come to Dice's event on Saturday.
Sunday.
On the 1st. Sunday. For the mental health stuff. But I'm saying it with my chest. RIP to London Thomas and to your family. We love you here at Sweet 1701. To those of you who have a relationship that's causing you to go crazy. Y'all know them toxic relationships y'all in. Y'all like it. Y'all like when the stuff is good
Real nice.
and the personality good, but the presentation ain't good. And then you like when the presentation good and the P good, but then the performance ain't good.
Hold on, R. Kelly.
Yeah.
With the what good?
The P good.
Listen, the real PPP.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Oh God.
The personality, performance, and the other P word.
The car. Do you know what the other P word is?
No, I want to know.
It starts with a P and ends with a Y.
Go ahead now.
Yeah, it got 2 double S's in it.
It's hot. Is it hot?
Or it ends in an S.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Has an N in the middle.
Okay. This part of the episode is sponsored by Summit Medical Care.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
You know what's crazy? I went there when I got pregnant. Nobody knows I was pregnant for 6 months. And my mama made me go to Summit Medical Center on McNichols.
Was it
Still there.
It's McNichols, baby.
How you know?
It's still open.
It's still open?
It's still open.
You still keep up the business, huh?
It's still open, baby.
I just ride past.
So you went from Herman Cape?
What you want to add, Dr.
I just want to add, when we hear stories like this, and we talk to parents about doing things a different way.
Yeah.
Parents who hear that and know that that's crazy, them ain't the parents. But the parents who it is, they not hearing that. Because you can never use a logical mind to understand irrational thinking.
Yeah.
So that behavior is irrational. And when you are in a space of irrationality, you don't think normal.
And which is crazy.
Well, let me say this. In our state, in many states, we don't even have a mental health system where people can go to the hospital and stay there because they need to stay there.
That part.
Because we've gotten rid of that system.
Yeah.
And so we have a lot of people who are mentally challenged, who then hook up with other mentally challenged people. And then the one thing that they're going to do is it.
It, baby.
Baby.
Ain't nobody crazy enough not to do
Not
no
to do it. Oh, no, they going to do it.
I can't wait to do some it. I want to
And
do a
then
lot
they're
of it.
going to make, oh, Lord.
I want it.
And then they're going to make children who
Nah, I ain't
have
trying to do that.
challenges.
So I got a quick question I want to ask. So what do you think like for me growing up, you didn't hear a lot about a lot of mental health issues. Kids didn't wear seatbelts. We didn't have car seats. You know, I mean, we lived free. We went outside and played all day. We had fun. So, what do you think is the biggest contributor to a lot of mental health going on nowadays? Not only with kids, but with everyone.
Well, let me say this: we did have it back in the day.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
But
What we said was things like, "Ooh, they special,"
Mm-hmm.
or they got a spirit,
Uh-huh.
or you can't talk to them. That's
They
Uncle
touch.
so and so. They in the back room. They touch. Don't talk to them.
Yep.
So we had them, but we hid it.
Yeah.
And so now, because of social media and things of that nature, it's no longer hidden.
Yeah.
And because it's not hidden, you could be walking down the street and you run into somebody that's playing a guitar and the guitar ain't there.
Absolutely.
Wow,
It's
that's
just
crazy.
real life stuff.
Yeah, because I was on Facebook scrolling the other day, and like people were sharing this video of this young lady. She just had a breakdown. I guess I don't know, her dude, he didn't want to be with her no more, and she was in the tub, and they talked about how she never been in water. It was funny. It was kind of funny, but she really had a breakdown. She had candles lit. She had some kind of sock filled with something and was stabbing it and drinking
she
liquor.
was doing witchcraft.
Listen, Zai, if you've seen this video, I never watched an entire video that somebody shared. I just happened to come across it, and I'm like, whoa. I mean, she was really
But
going
you know
through
what?
it.
People do go through. When my father committed suicide the day after Thanksgiving, and every Thanksgiving, I'm better now, opposed to then. But you know, to Dice and the things that you guys are getting ready to come upon, you know, for men, you know, one of the things. Hold your arms up, Dr. Sabrina, save him, save him, Dr. Sabrina.
You threw him off with the all the other stuff. The peas. He ain't been right since.
It's okay.
That's that special coming out of him.
Breathe through your nose and out to your mouth. There you go. Okay.
Dirty Santa.
But you know, that's something that I always think about. You know, what was the contributing factor? I mean, it's the day after Thanksgiving, my ninja. Like, you didn't have what was going on with your plate? Like the plate wasn't good enough. Like with the macaroni, like, and it was so crazy because me and my father were having some challenges and some tension before he passed. And it was crazy because a couple days before he passed, I called him just to tell him I loved him and I apologized if I said anything that hurt him. And he had told me how much he loved me and how much he was proud of me, and that blew my mind. So, you know, to Dice, and you got your breath now? You good?
I'm wonderful.
Okay. What are those things that kind of push y'all to the edge? Because I know as a woman what pushes me, those triggering things that push me. What are some triggering things for men? In Ty and Steady and Billy and Rico, y'all can answer that too.
I want to, if you don't mind, I want to say this. Do you understand that some of our best comedians, actors, and suffer from deep depression? Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, yeah.
Robin Williams, yep.
A huge talent. Can come into this room and amaze you with his comedic acts, but when he went home, his depression was so deep, he ended up hanging himself. You don't understand sometimes how it happens. Richard Pryor was another one. He's supposed to be the number one comedian to ever live, and he suffered with so many demons that you couldn't understand. He said that he got interviewed. He said that his last wife that he ended up when he passed, who he was with, he said one day he asked her, "Why are you with me?" He would come home, he would go out, he used to hang out with Rick James and this, that, and the other, and he would tell her, "I'm going to the store," and she would have to come and get him a week or two later at Rick James' house. He would come home so drunk and so high, he would take cigarettes and put them out if she was sleeping in her arm. And he would say, "Why do you stay with me? I'm a terrible person." So when I say that, I'm saying that you never understand what's going on internal.
Inside, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Inside of a
You
person.
never, the mask that we show when the lights are on, we can fool all of y'all. I know
Exactly.
I can. I suffered. I went through a divorce. I lost my child. She moved away. I mean, these things, but I can make you laugh in a minute. But as soon as you stop laughing, and as soon as I get on that elevator and the doors closed, something else come over. Like Ty was saying, and look here, I'm right here. I ain't went nowhere.
Yeah.
The depression hits. But when the doors open, if you at the bottom of the stairs, and I'm not being funny, if I see somebody else that I can come out of it and you'll never know.
What about you, Dice?
I drink to that.
Because Dice, and I'm gonna say something for that. This is my brother. Seriously, he somehow, and I know his whole family, and I'm gonna speak for him right now. He doesn't suffer from what I suffer from, so he doesn't understand. That's why when something like that happens, Ty and I could talk more. Dice somehow, I don't know how he does it, because he done came from a hell of a dysfunctional family. But he does no, and I'm being serious. I'm not embarrassing him at all.
No, you can't. Yeah, you tell the truth.
You know what I'm saying? He does not relate to how I feel or how Ty would feel.
But that's one of the reasons why I want to ask, because you are always smiling, and you're always helping, and you're always serving. And I know for me, I'm always smiling. I'm always serving. I'm always doing all the things. And it took just a little bit. And so I have to reel myself back in. Right? Because I carry a lot. And a lot of people don't know what I carry. And also a lot of people don't know who I know and the things that I've been through that equate with that. And so my father, shout out to East Side, Kettering graduate, truck driver, bought 2 rigs, went to prison, had a felony, came out, worked for 7-Up, came out, General Wine and Liquor. But to a person like you, Dice, who don't look like you got stuff going on or you ain't feeling triggered by things, how are you maintaining your mental health?
God first and foremost. That's been helping me to get through it. And then brothers like my brother Ty, you know what I'm saying, Dirty, there's a few other brothers who check in on me, who call. They're accountable brothers. We call each other and check on us and don't let each other fall. So even when I'm at the edge, before I get to the edge, God send that phone call through Ty and be like, you all right? You know, and it just pulled me back before I even get to the edge. But trust and believe, what you just said, trust me, I done been to that edge a lot. And then Sunday, I have something to confess, but as of now, thank my brothers and them to check on me every day, keep me from jumping.
And I think the key with us is, as men, we are not afraid to tell one another we love each other.
Right.
That's beautiful. Without a weird way.
Oh yeah, no, we generally love each other.
Yeah.
You know, that's my brother. He didn't saw me at my worst.
Yeah.
I didn't saw them at their worst, and it was never judgment. It was more of a lift up thing.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, you know, I was going through a battle, but I sat down because of this man's birthday, and I went to El Belto Baptist Church for the first time on his birthday to help celebrate that. And I haven't left since. I become a member, and we keep ourselves accountable. Like, you going to church, we're going to church. Like, our week is not right if we're not in church.
Church, yeah.
And because the great Lawrence C. Glass, Pastor PG, preach a tremendous word every week, but we just look at each other like, dog, is he tapping our phones? Like,
that's when you got to
listen, let me share this with y'all. Pastor. He's such a great person. Like Ty said, for a whole year, he hasn't missed a week, but 1 week since April 13th, 2025. And he just became a member on the day before his birthday, January 11th. But we would come to church 40 minutes early, and we'd get in each other's car and sit there and talk. And we would share our problems, right? When we get into church, that sermon be about what and it got to the point in the beginning, Ty say, did you tell Pastor what we talked about? And I'm like, no, I swear to God.
Alignment.
And so, and we kept saying to each other, no, he can't talk about this week. I don't care what we talked about or discussed on them church grounds when we went in there and sat and that pastor preached. We just look at each other like, and 1 week Ty said, you know what? It's my church home, bro, because there's no way every week he touch on what we touch on, and it help us through the week. So we hold each other accountable. Like, hey, you going to church, and even if I say no, Ty was like, all right, I'll tell you about it. Go watch it online.
I'll tell you about it. Watch it online.
Watch it online.
So
and I love that.
I want to get in depth a little bit about February 1st, and we got to come back to you, Dr. Sabrina, because we got more stuff we want to talk to you about. But we want to talk a little bit about sports right now.
Okay. In the sports.
Mental health.
Yeah, dealing with the
you definitely need some mental health.
So we got the Super Bowl coming up.
Yeah.
Seahawks against the Patriots.
Yeah. I saw
And
that.
that, and that was football news because we don't care. Okay. Basketball news for our world champion.
Yeah.
They just keep going and going and going and keep winning and winning and winning.
Okay.
And we got some surprises coming soon with the Detroit Pistons.
Ooh.
And I promise you, hockey.
Right.
Hey,
Zah.
Let me get my overnight bag and sit on the porch.
Hey, Zah.
I'm about to sit on the porch.
This is a broken record for us. But
I'm
we're going to
gonna
let him
sit
say
on
it
the
again. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
listen.
I'm gonna sit on the porch.
Papa's coming any minute.
I'm this
He's coming
close
to pick me up for
to
the
close
weekend.
the deal for us.
I'm gonna sit on the porch.
So we can go see live and in person the greatest hockey organization, the 11th Stanley Cup champion Detroit Red Wings.
Okay. Okay.
And in other news, the number 3 ranked Michigan Wolverines men's basketball.
I saw you. You looked nice out there on the court.
You know, front, you know. Let's not do that. Hey, the greatest fight song of all time. Sorry, Darren. Because if y'all say go green, she'll say
go what?
And then I'll say go away. So they always fall for that. That's how Michigan State people they be so proud.
He is wearing green and white though.
This is called emerald. Green is for the money and gold is for the what? Honey. So listen, So listen.
Well, I got to go.
There you go. So I did attend a Michigan basketball game last week because they retired Trey's Burke jersey.
That's what, yeah, they
Number
did.
3 goes up
They
in the
did.
rafters again.
They did.
Shout out Manny Harris. I was there. Kicked it with him. And a former Piston got his jersey retired by the Chicago Bulls. D Rose, Derrick Rose.
That's right.
And I really hate that injuries took a toll of him.
Man, because he
would have been one of the greatest of all time.
Yes.
Like I love D Rose.
D Rose was
love
incredible.
him. Like D Rose was everything to be expected, to be announced, and to be publicized.
Yes.
So I don't want to touch on. Well, I might as well.
Touch it.
Touching on it.
Touch it.
Take that, take that,
I
take
give
that.
consent.
We're talking about sports.
And that's a hand-on experience.
You do anybody?
Oh, damn, I'm all black in the camera.
You get sweaty and you start working out that cardio, and then you just start going. Oh,
Look at Dirty.
go ahead, Ty.
Dakar, are you okay?
Nah, animated hours. Trying to see what
we
was
are
going.
we are talking sports right now.
Right.
Sports ball.
Cardio.
You said sports. Did you say sports ball?
Sports ball.
And okay.
Okay.
Take that, take that, take that.
Stretch.
Okay, we'll just move right along here. Hopefully the Tigers can sign. Oh, Enrico pops out.
Right, there you go. There you go.
Oh my God.
But we just signed somebody, right?
We don't want to talk about that. Yeah, we.
Yeah, we don't talk about the small balls.
Oh
Okay,
my.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Oh my. Oh.
Go ahead, Ty. Finish that. Yeah, because
We can
yeah.
talk about the small balls.
Look, we got guests, y'all. We
don't interrupt you.
they over
Play.
here cracking up. Go ahead, Ty.
I guess we'll go to music news now. I mean, hopefully it's nothing.
Yeah, we let's just move on.
Let's go, Steady Rock. Music news.
So,
Right along.
in music news, of course, we got the young bull coming back, Mr. J. Cole.
Okay.
So he got this new single that he dropping from his new album. The new album is going to be called. Let's see. Let me look through my notes. The Fall Off. The Fall Off.
You sure?
That.
Yeah, the name of the
You falling off right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm falling off.
Fall
But the
down.
name, I need my script in these glasses, so you know.
Wait, you're blind right now?
I've been blind. You
Don't
should know
do
that.
that to Steady.
No,
No.
but Zah, he been through that. I just don't have my script in these.
Oh, you was trying to be sexy.
Yeah, he
with
trying
your
to be
sexy
sweet.
This is my
flex.
sexy
You
space.
can't
Trying to
say-
be sweet.
So I ain't
Yeah.
got, I gotta get my, I gotta.
Oh God, this is.
So
But I
anyway,
like J. Cole.
Go
but
ahead.
yeah, so the title of the album is called The Fall Off, and what's crazy is the lead off single is called Disc 2, Track 2. But man, he got some fire. Listen. So shout out to J. Cole.
I like J. Cole.
This just sound like a J. Cole beat.
It
It do.
It does.
It do.
I see it.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to edit it. I want to get into a little bit of the vocal.
We don't want to get in trouble. So.
Yeah. So yeah.
I want no smoke.
We're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. We don't get no trouble.
Copyright. Yeah,
There you go.
So
shout out YouTube. We love you.
Shout out to J. Cole, and guess who else is back?
Oh yeah.
Who?
The King.
The King.
The
Yeah. That's
King.
what they had on like that for the King.
You know, I saw that and I thought I was tripping.
And not only is he back, my boy Tip, T.I., got a new single called Let Him Know.
Let him know.
Got a new album coming out.
Listen, this song
And he-
right here.
And he cut his dreads.
This Rubber Band Man.
This
song
joint. Woo, woo, woo.
This made me just want to put my hat on like.
Right.
Hey, homie.
Everybody sit there. Hey, come on, guys. You got to tip your hat to the side. There you go.
Ready to the checker flag, running through the red light. 12 can't be good, they won't pull over till I'm dead right. Ride to the sunrise, can't about no bed time. Ain't gon' get
Okay, I
no
see you.
ride with me that day. Better know. West side 11 on the
Listen.
bed.
So Tip is back. He cut his dreads off, but he needed to. I mean, 'cause, you know.
The King.
But the King is back.
He ain't lost it.
Yeah, he ain't
His
lost it
hairline
at all.
was receding, wasn't it?
Huh?
He was.
He cut the dreads off. Yeah, cause you
It was all back.
yeah, they got a picture of him and they caught the back of his head.
Listen, we focusing on the song.
I know, I got you. But nah, I got to give it up to Ty for this one. So
No, don't
of course
give it up to me.
no. I'm gonna give it up to Ty for this one because this is not.
Dog, stop, Ricky.
Because you told me about the record.
The way you just said it,
I
I
said
gotta
give
give
it
it up
up.
to Ty. You don't give me nothing.
Here you go.
You see, Rico done popped out.
Take that.
Yeah, but Ty called me up. He said, "Man, have you heard this new record?" So big shout out to French Montana and Max B. They got this new joint called "Ever Since You Left Me."
Get ready to shake it.
Ooh, this record right here.
I went deaf on it.
Ooh, he went deaf on it. Hey, look. This
I went what?
Ever since you left me. More money, more cars, more shows. Ever since you left me. More diamonds, more gold.
Break it down. You gotta hear it.
I went deaf on it.
So did.
But you do what?
I went deaf on it.
I can't hear you.
All I need is one night.
So this joint right here.
All I need is one night.
Y'all gotta get that new French Montana and Max B.
I went deaf on it.
Listen.
Yes, my, yes, I, Fiesta. Drop top G-Wagons, we don't do Teslas. Don't pay for the bag, I pay semesters.
How
I
you say
turn
it right
dream
here,
girls
you
to
go.
my new extras.
So big shout out. Listen, French got one with this one.
Oh yeah.
He got one with this one. And listen, y'all might not know this, but R. Kelly has a song coming from prison.
He should.
Listen. And I'm gonna tell you.
This your song? This your song?
Listen.
No, but I like R. Kelly.
R. Kelly did a remix.
Why you look at her when you said that?
I figured she liked those too.
So
Amigos.
R. Kelly did a remix to "It Depends" by Chris Brown. And I'm gonna just quote this tweet. So the great Teddy Riley says he can't wait for R. Kelly to be released. He says, and he tweeted this, and I quote this: "Kels is the king of R&B, bar none."
Yeah.
And he says he can't wait for the new music to come out, and until then, he gonna drop these teaser missiles, dropping little snippets of music. And he dropped this. This is the remix to Chris Brown record. It's not against quality songs. I did get it on YouTube.
He said I'm in the feds.
Yeah.
And he's not AI. And this not AI.
This not AI.
He said it's not AI.
It's not AI.
I like when AI was just Allen Iverson.
I know.
Exactly. Exactly.
But AI is for real.
Exactly.
They got a studio.
It is. Listen,
have-
no.
they
So this is what I was reading a few things on about being in jail. Sometimes they got workshops where they have no, I was reading it. It's a true thing. They do have workshops where you can work and they have like recording equipment and stuff like that. So he probably get those privileges. It could go, or he got to work there and you know,
Or
probably,
somebody slipped a cell phone in
I mean,
there.
They don't have to slip them.
they don't have, not nowadays.
They don't have to slip them because when my friend was in prison,
You slipped him a phone?
no, but I
I was
talked
about
to
to say, don't
her. I
incriminate
talked
yourself
to
on
her
here.
more when she was in prison than I did when she was home.
I got a buddy who was locked up.
Well, you know why, right?
Why?
What else
She
they
had
gonna-
time.
Right.
She had time.
No, I'm not trying to clown. I'm not
But
being
no,
for
but
real.
she would get her hair done
Yeah.
every week.
Yeah.
She got her nails done.
Yeah.
And then she had an iPad and she would text and
Yeah.
So it's not
Yeah.
like they just sitting there with nothing to do.
Do
She
they got
taught
them clear
classes
TVs
because she
back
was
in there still?
She was skilled at what she did and she taught classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably a situation with him. He's
With
probably
her.
in there
Yeah.
teaching music or something, and they probably like,
Starting a new
okay,
label.
yeah, we let you use this recording equipment. So Teddy Riley said he's gonna be dropping music missiles, and he's gonna be like, you know, that. So obviously there's a connection with him and Kels, and then you know they said his actual supposedly release date is 2045.
Dang.
But it's a lot of other things going on behind the scenes where he might get out early.
You heard some
T-Rump
rumors?
might let him
Yeah,
out.
I heard.
You heard some
yeah.
rumors?
Well, they, you know, of course, he's trying to appeal to the president, him and Diddy, and then there was one of the prosecutors of the DA, I forgot who it was. One of them had
I
step
believe
down.
T-Rump will let him out.
So-
T-Rump will let him out.
Yeah. So I mean, the census was a little rough, but I mean, you know, everybody has their opinion.
You think his sentence was a little
Oh, you
rough?
set yourself up. Oh, there you go.
I think
Oh my God.
there should have been more people involved as far as getting locked up, like parents. So let me ask you this: as parents,
Okay.
would you let your 16-year-old daughter push her on stage to a grown man?
I wouldn't. However, the fact that the grown man
That's true.
is doing what he's done,
That's true.
he shouldn't get leniency because parents were involved. Now, if you're gonna charge somebody, charge the parent.
And that's what I'm
but
saying.
he should not have leniency because he's skilled.
That's what I'm saying. I think everybody should have been locked up. I think
you know, just because you skilled, because I believe I can fly, I'm gonna forever believe I can fly. Because he's good at what he does.
Exactly.
But being good at what you do does not give you a blank check to
Exactly.
do whatever you want to do.
So what I want to do is put a piece of tape on that because when after you finish your music news, we're gonna come back and close it out, and I want to bring him up, and we got another artist I want to bring up to talk about with
Yeah.
Dr. Sabrina about.
And I was going to go ahead and go into that, but you know, we can take that break and
Yep.
we can go right into
But
it.
no, finish music.
No, I'm finished with music because you know that's part of my music news was I know what you want to go
Yep.
at.
So do me a favor.
Yes.
Tell everybody
Listen,
they can send you music where.
they can send me music to book@djsteadyrock.com. But listen,
Do the routine. Do it like this so Rico
Yeah.
can put it on the screen.
book
There you go.
at DJ. I'm saying it like, but
Rico,
book
like,
at
don't you give me no more work to do.
DJsteadyrock.com. Send music here, but artists. And I had to get serious with this part.
Yeah.
Please, if you don't know what a DJ pack is, don't send me music. Don't send me links to YouTubes, bro.
Well, no. Tell them
that's
to
not-
send it to you, so now
That's
you can
why-
go and teach them.
But I tell artists on my posts, and it seemed like nobody listens. They just want to send music.
Well, we got to get you to level 2.
So that's why I want to get them to another level. So DJs, artists, if you don't know what a DJ pack is, it is the clean version, an instrumental, and if you have it, an 8-bar intro clean, an 8-bar intro dirty. If you had an instrumental, you don't need it. But as long as you have a clean and a dirty version, please have a clean version. Put a little bio in there. Say, hey, I'm such and such from whatever city you from. You know, let us know a little bit about yourself.
That sounds like a training.
Yeah,
Most people should pay for.
Yeah, but a lot of artists do. A lot of artists,
1000%.
some of them know it, but
Just-
yeah.
But that's a part of the DJ Steady
is.
Rock
Okay,
class.
you're right. Oh,
Okay.
Dr. Sabrina trying to let my brother up.
No, Dr. Sabrina gonna slide you an invoice.
Okay.
you ain't been paying attention the whole show.
Dr. Sabrina, just send me a level 1 invoice. I can't afford the level 7 invoice. But yeah, so just artists, a mini bio, where you from, you know, how long you been in the game, whatever it is. Just
stop all that.
Yep.
Stop
Give
all
him no
that.
more.
okay. Don't give
The
it no
more
more.
you talk, the
Don't
more
give
she
it
about to
away.
charge.
Don't give it away.
But
The more you talk, the more she charge you.
Okay, don't give it away.
Because this is the thing. So like when you say that I've been putting it out there and people still don't do it right, they don't do it right because they don't value what they don't pay for.
Boy, that invoice gonna be heavy.
So
Next on
is.
Sweet 1701, we're gonna close it out. We're gonna talk to Dice, the car, and we're gonna close it out with the wonderful, high as hell, Dr. Sabrina with the
Level
voice
7.
on Sweet 1701. We just at level 2 right now. We scared to go 3 more. Sweet 1701, let's go.
Everybody wants to be on Sweet 1701.
Click like and subscribe and comment. Matter of fact, go to our Instagram page, Sweet 1701 Podcast. Go to our Facebook page, Sweet 1701 Podcast. But most importantly, click like and subscribe right here to our YouTube channel.
Everybody wants to be on Sweet 1701.
Welcome back to Sweet 1701. Steady Rock, I want to touch a little bit on music, what you was talking about, right?
Okay.
So you said R. Kelly, right? But I want to bring up another who I feel is a musical genius.
Okay.
Kanye West.
Yeah.
Now, he made a statement last week. and
2
he-
pages.
It was 2 pages?
Yes, it was.
Oh, wow.
I have 2 pages.
Mm-hmm.
You got 2 pages?
Yes.
So I'm going to let you handle R. Kelly. Zah, tell me about Kanye.
Well, you know, Kanye is an amazing, talented individual, but I think that, you know, when you are raised by a single mom and you have all of your eggs in one basket and you lose the basket that got the eggs in it, it makes your eggs scrambled. I know when my mother died, another part of me also died. And I know I'll never get that part back. And I think with Kanye West, especially with men, and maybe y'all can chime in, y'all get a little bit more callous with y'all feelings. You get a little bit more raunchy with your women. We're a lot more, I'm gonna give you a little bit more grace, I'm gonna give you a little bit more, but men, you kind of like, and so with Kanye, you have this, I don't give a F attitude, and then it conflicts with, I do give a F attitude. And so then you bring Jesus along, then you start incorporating all these things. And then I also think with Kanye, he got embarrassed. You married one of the biggest hoes in the entertainment
Oh,
industry.
my God. This is Say It With Your Chest 2.0.
Everybody
Hey, man.
has seen your booty cheeks, your booty crack, but we've also watched her marry and divorce and marry. And then she
And she's
gets
gonna
to
take
you.
Ray J.
She gets to you. Now, she ain't married Ray J, but she made a hell of a lot of money off of
She
him,
made a
though.
hell of a tape.
But then she gets to you. And now you're a part of this family that's already ruined men. They have a reputation of just manhandling or whatever the case may be, or men just wanting to be a part of that family to get their money up. And so I think that Kanye genuinely knows where he come from. He know where he come from, right? You can't be from Chicago and not know where you come from. That's like being from Detroit and not knowing you come from the D. And I think with Kanye, he's learning who he is. And I think with Dr. Sabrina and Dice and the events that they're having, even with me going to therapy, you start learning and unpacking who you are as a person, and you start holding yourself accountable. And whether it was a PR letter, whether it was his words himself, I think that he's now understanding some of the damages that he has created from his leadership. You gotta, when you're in a leadership position, you're not just leading you. Other people are watching what you're doing, and they are, regardless if you want to be an influencer or not, we are in a season of influencers. And if you have enough attention to capture somebody to do what you do, then depending on what kind of leader you are, you're gonna move them and take them to the right way, or you're gonna take them to the left the wrong way. So I'm excited that he's acknowledged some of the damage that he's done, that's holding himself accountable. He can't take back any of those things that he's done, but I really, really hope that Kanye focuses more on being a better Kanye and a better father.
So what I want to do is pass this around, and it's going to come full circle. We're going to talk about some things. Billy, give me your thoughts.
You know, he's looking to be forgiven. He said a lot of damaging things. And, you know, these are the processes that we go through, especially if you're struggling with mental health, you know, and sometimes you go off the rails and you just go to a dark place, and he's trying to find his way back. And, you know, just to be able to watch that process and, you know, those without sin be the first one to cast the stone. It's like,
Come on, give us
but for the grace of God, there goes I. And I'm glad that I haven't had that kind of, you know, situation where I've been, that far off and done that kind of damage. But it could have been me.
Mm-hmm.
At any time, I could go out and just go crazy.
Come on, Bishop.
Steady. Well, I mean, I kind of could play devil's advocate in this situation because I've had some personal run-ins when I was with the radio station with Kanye, and this is before his mom died and all that. Before he was on top of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some people can just be that way and unapologetic about it. And at this point in his life, there was no kind of depression. There was none of that.
No reason.
No reason. And some of this, what I'm seeing, is Kanye. It was before his mama died. It was before all that. So I just want to touch on this letter. So, of course, he made the apology, and a lot of his fans were not happy with it because, if y'all don't know it, Kanye sold shirts with swastikas on it.
Yep.
And
Ku Klux
not
Klan,
only
if you don't know
not
what
only
that
did
is.
he
Can't
piss
come
off
back to
his
that.
black fans,
Right.
he pissed off his Jewish fans.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we can say we're bipolar, we do things, but I mean, before you do something, you stop and think.
No,
You're selling merchandise.
But everybody doesn't.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I always say this. People are doing what's inside of them, not what's inside of you. So whenever we say, well,
Repeat
before
that
you
one
do
more.
that.
Wait, bring that funky track back.
Because I'm trying to get something inside of me when we stand focused.
Say it again.
People are doing what's inside of them, not what's inside of you. So when we say things like, well, when you get this, and you know it, then you should know that. No, because you're thinking through and looking through your lens.
Yeah.
Your lens is not somebody else's lens.
Yeah.
So I give people the grace to be in their lens because I don't sit in that seat. The only seat that I can sit in is my own.
Yep. So with that, he blamed it on his bipolar disorder, and he said, "I regret and am deeply mortified by my actions in that state, and committed to accountability." He said, but a lot of people didn't accept it because of all the things he's done, and it's habitual.
Okay,
it's
so
habitual.
So let me say this.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me just say this. If I genuinely am sorry for what I did, I don't give a flying hoot about what somebody else thinks about it.
Come on.
Because I can't make them accept what is inside of me. I only control what's inside of me. So if I can't say to that man that bipolar wasn't his reason for doing what he did.
Yeah.
Because I happen to know people with bipolar and trust and believe they do some crazy stuff.
Yes.
Kanye been doing a lot. He said that himself. He's been doing
And so
crazy
people
stuff.
that we hear, like Jennifer Lewis. I love Jennifer Lewis because when Jennifer Lewis talks about her bipolarism, she talks about all the people that she screwed. And that she thinks about it now, I'm sorry for what I did, but I did it. So who are we? This is my problem that I have with people. Who am I to say to somebody else that their truth ain't their truth?
Come on.
That's a fact.
So, Dakar, how do you feel about this situation with Kanye?
I think that once again it goes back to the Robin Williams analogy. Kanye West, while he is to us a musical genius, he's still fighting with things internally.
Yeah.
You can't. I don't care what people. We always want to just label people some type of a way or this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
He's a musical genius, but he still, regardless, before his mother passed away, he still was that person. He was fighting with things inside of him at the time, even before the tragedies happened.
Yeah.
My mother is still here. My mother and father have been married for 57 years.
Beautiful.
Wait, bring that back one more time. How many years?
57.
Get that a round of applause.
Oh, he done dropped the mic?
My parents were married for 57 years. And
bring it up to you.
The mic up.
Seriously, and I'm
He ain't putting that drink down for nothing.
No. Seriously, and I want to say this. My father now suffers from dementia.
Bring it on up.
Higher.
There you
Keep
go.
going. Keep going.
There you go.
And the dynamic of our family has changed.
Of course it is.
My father was a Marine, diced those he was the strongest thing I've ever known. But now my mother has taken over, and we're having to take care of my father. the storm that's going to come, that one day I'm going to lose one of them.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I'm not prepared for that. So the depression that I've always faced or been facing, that to get that phone call one day.
Yeah.
And it's okay, man.
It's
Because
okay. That's your parents.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
okay
yes,
because
sir.
we all are a part
Missing
of
our
a
mom.
club
Yeah.
that's not a popular one.
Man.
Not
Exactly.
a popular one.
It's
And-
that
Where I
definitely
want to
not.
get my
It's
membership
not.
back.
And
I just
it's,
lost my mama last year, so
Yeah.
yeah,
In 2021, I lost my mother and father 7 months apart.
sure did.
And it does not matter how long ago it was.
No, it
It
never
it
goes
don't.
away.
It don't.
Because when I lost my father, my brother died 14 days later. And then my mother was never the same. And then I lost my mother. And so I spent like 3 years going every day. I'm in the world by myself.
Yes.
Yep,
I'm in
just-
the world by myself.
I am
Yep.
an orphan.
I am an orphan.
Yep.
No one is coming to check on me,
Yeah.
which was a lie, because I have a son who absolutely is trying to check on me, but I wouldn't let him because I didn't want him to see me going through
Yes.
that loss and that feeling of loss. But that is a part of life.
Yeah.
We come here to leave.
And you
And
know
I
what they
want to
quick.
talk about something, but I want to get Dice's opinion first because he didn't get his chance.
About Kanye.
About Kanye.
Yeah,
Well,
Kanye.
I don't have a comment, but I'm gonna say Kanye. I think he had great music. He's smart, but I didn't hear this story. I don't follow music like that. I'm R&B. When you talk about R. Kelly, something different.
Well, we coming back to that next too.
but,
So hold
But
it
when
down.
it comes to Kanye, I don't have no comment because I didn't even hear about what y'all talking about.
And just real quick, and the reason why a lot of his fans are pissed off because he's about to drop an album. So it
they
seemed
feel
like
like it's-
it seemed like it don't seem
it's staged,
authentic.
yeah.
Genuine.
Yeah, it don't
But let
seem
me say
genuine.
this,
It seemed
but-
like, okay, I sold the swastika because I did this thing. Oh,
Let me get back
Oh.
into graces
let me-
with the people.
let me get into good grace. Let me have my PR person write this letter.
But let me say
So
this.
I got an album coming out.
Whenever you are a part of a engine, he's an engine. And so it's people around him
keep it
always
moving.
trying to push
Yep.
the engine. And so I know for me, I struggle with that. I've been talking about this lately, is that I'm getting ready to hire a manager. But what I know about managers will push you to do things that you really don't want to
wanna
do.
do. Exactly.
Because they're looking at the totality
Yeah,
of it.
exactly.
And so we sitting on the outside.
That part.
We don't know what done happened in that meeting. He could have been in the meeting going, I don't want to put that out.
Come on. Come on.
And they going, well, this is what we feel is the best
Yeah.
thing for you. And so there's other artists that we've seen through the years that their team has done things that have been detrimental to them. If you ever see the movie The Rocket Man about Elton John,
Oh man, one
Yeah,
of my favorite.
great
movies.
one of
movie.
my favorite
One
movies.
of
That's a
my
good
favorite.
movie.
And
Yeah.
the day that he tried to commit suicide, his manager said, "You're selfish."
Yeah.
So he couldn't even be him
No.
because he's an engine.
Yeah.
So
So the one thing I think Kanye is doing is what a lot of us may be guilty of at time and time again. We leave a place and we go out in the world and we feel like, you know what? Maybe I can go back home because they will always love me at home. And I grew up like, not to glorify it, right? I grew up in the streets and I grew up doing stuff and all that. And it's something we always say as street. Don't never trust a person that can't go back home and get loved, or can't go home and can't get love in their own neighborhood.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
No matter what, no matter where you go all over the world, you should always be able to go back home.
Yo, because if you can't get love in your neighborhood,
Yeah.
then what makes you think we're gonna love you?
In this situation, it's going to be a long time before home loves him again.
Welcomes him back.
And Dirty, I would say this to you. When that time comes, and we all pray that it's no time soon,
Amen.
you're going to find a strength that you never
Never
thought
had.
you would have, because I'll tell you something. Grief is the price we pay for love.
Yes.
Say that.
And
Yes.
and I had to find that out the hard way. We grieve because we love. And if our parents are going through something, and we're holding on because we don't want them to leave. That's selfish of us.
Of us.
Because I watched my mom deteriorate after my dad died. She had her ailments, but she also died of a broken heart. You can die of a broken heart.
You can.
Yep.
So I would tell you this. I promise you, brother. You're gonna find so much strength that you never thought you had.
Man.
And I'll say it again when we close the show, but I want Zah to touch on it as well too.
You know, I want to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying and your anxiety and fears of what's to come. But I want to let Dice and Dr. Sabrina chime in because a lot of people don't realize. I've been going to therapy for the last 6 months while I've been transitioning to some of the struggles I've been dealing with. And I know I needed therapy. I love church. I love singing in the choir. I was in an announcement committee. I was cheerleader, youth department. I did everything the church do. But I was still missing solutions to my problems. And I want for both of you, because so many times we run from therapy, you know, especially people that look like me. I love my therapist. She's helping me unpack feelings that I didn't even realize that I was holding on to and harboring and making decisions based upon these feelings. And losing my mom, losing my dad, my brother being killed in prison, both grandparents on both sides of the family gone. So when you talk about orphan tie, I really be feeling like no grandma, no granddad, nobody, right?
Yep.
For the people who only think church is enough, what are other ways to cope as you're grieving, as you're dealing with anxiety, as you're dealing with the fear of what's to come? What are some of the things that both of you do as you are dealing with the challenges and changes of life outside of church?
I'm gonna speak on a couple of things with that because I have both of my parents, and I condolences to each and every one of y'all who lost your parents. I don't know how y'all feel with that, but nobody know how I feel to have parents that's dead to me.
Say that.
So I hear all these stories. But even with Dakar parents was parents to me. I was raised by a village, and I always went to other people's parents to get love. You know what I'm saying? But to have my parents still living, y'all could create stories and say if my mother was here or my father, you can make it how you want to, but imagine having your parents here and they not here. So... And I talked to Dirty about this last week. What people fail to realize, and a lot of people don't do, it ain't about the church. It's the God in you. And what I told Dirty, Dakar, you got to be careful what you say. You worried about your father and your mother. Can't nobody predict. You might go before them. We forget about that.
Yeah.
We think that I don't want to lose my mother. One thing about life, all of us is promised, is death. It's inevitable. So to be here this long, for him to wake us up every day, give you a purpose, and you just have to cherish that you still have your parents here and to be able to spend that time with them, whatever time is left. Because you don't know if God gonna take you first.
And you know what?
So just enjoy them.
Yeah.
And just if people just start putting God first and focus on that, because we can't control nothing that happened in our lives. Our lives are already written.
And that's what you do.
And you know what, Dice?
Okay.
To put in perspective what you just said, one of the things before my mama passed, like for the last year of her life, you know, I lost my sister, our baby sister in 2010 to cancer. And when we lost my sister, my mother always said, my child shouldn't have went before me. That hurt my mother.
Yep.
That hurt her a lot. That hurt all of us. You know, and
come on, God.
Probably about a month before she passed, that was one of the things that I was visiting her, and that was one of the things she said to me. And I was like, Ma, I don't want to talk about that right now. But I could tell it was really bothering her. And then when she passed, my uncle called me and told me, he said, you know what? I know you don't want to hear this, he said, but your mama I talked to your mama. That was her second oldest brother, because my grandparents are gone. Her oldest brother died before her. Her oldest sister, my mom's the oldest of 3 girls, 3 boys. The second oldest sister, she passed before my mother. And my uncle told me, he said, your mama called me and we was just talking and she just flat out said, I did good in my life. And if I go, I'm ready. And I'm like, well, why you just not telling me this? So my mom, when she passed, she was sick, checked herself out of the hospital. If my mama had stayed in the hospital, my mom would have still been alive to go through rehab. He said, well, when we was talking about it, he said, man, your mom's told me too. He's like, I don't want to say it, but man, your mama said she was tired.
Yeah. And that be a real thing.
She was tired.
Yeah, it is.
So Dr. Sabrina, for the people that are coping with grief and, you know, it's cold outside. People get to thinking, they get to drinking, they get to feeling feelings. What do they do?
Well, the first thing we have to understand, like we said, the one thing that all of us have an appointment for is leaving here. And I really believe church really don't prepare us for death.
No.
It really don't.
It don't.
And so we have to be better at seeking assistance with the totality of
Yes.
life. And so I know when I lost, because I had back-to-back losses. And because I am the therapist in the family, I am the one that I'm the helper. Everybody was turning to me to do this. But I was suffering. I was tripping. I felt like, well, I don't have nobody. I don't have nobody to talk to. Ain't nobody calling to check it on me. And people were calling me, but they weren't calling to check on me.
Come on.
And so I always say this, your strong friends, call and check on them. Call and ask them how they doing. And for those of us who are the strong people, be able to ask for help. Because help don't mean you're weak. Help means you're human.
Exactly.
Say it again. Say it again, though.
Don't mean you weak. Help means you're human. And I say this about church, because I love church. I love God. I love the Holy Spirit. I love all of that.
Yes.
But you can't have Jesus and a Dr. Sabrina.
Come on.
You don't have to have one or the other.
You taking clients?
I'm not. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And
Zion, you
I want to say this.
Thank you very much.
Number 7.
What you said is very astounding because our pastor says it all the time. He go talk to his therapist.
And I have bishops that's friends of mine that, because most bishops have churches up under them. And so I have bishops that in their churches that's up under them, they have to once a year come and see me. And the bishop pays for it. Because they know that you can check out because life is going to be life. And you are responsible for these people. You feel a certain way, but then you tripping with your stuff at home. Your child is tripping. Your wife ain't sleeping in the bedroom. I have good girlfriends, and they'll say stuff like, well, I'm mad at him, so I don't sleep. I'm sleeping in another room.
I'm sleeping in the room. And
go to your room.
Get out of my house.
Yourself, husband. Because if you ain't giving them some, trust and believe. There is somebody in the church.
You hear me?
That's ready.
That's ready to go and
give it to them.
Okay, so let's talk about February 1st right now.
Come on, Deacon.
Dyson Dakar. Tell us the lineup, what time it starts, what time it ends, and I know it's going to be after we air this, so Rico is going to put up some footage of that event. But break it down for us one time.
First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Dakar for initiating this whole movement for the mental health awareness, to share with the world his problems. And he decided he wanted to do it annually. But and thank you to Dr. Sabrina, Ty Hopkins.
Well, I would just put on a flyer. Didn't nobody ask me about nothing. Didn't nobody gauge this. I looked up. I was on. I guess I am here then. Go ahead.
Councilman President Tate.
Pastor Lawrence C. Glass.
Pastor Lawrence C. Glass. Zeke from New Era, Detroit. Dr. Michelle Lino. Alicia Walker. Anthony Adams. And Andre Ebron. Marvin Cotton. It's a strong panel. And what Dr. Sabrina was saying.
I'm not on the panel.
You're not on the panel?
I'm not on the panel.
Didn't nobody know that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But she's here.
I'm there, but I'm not on the panel.
We got surprise. There's something else. we got something else with her.
Okay,
But she
Prince.
there.
There's something else.
Yeah, but it's gonna take place Sunday, 1 p.m. I mean, Sunday, February the 1st.
Right after church.
Yeah, right after church. I'm coming straight here after church, set everything up.
Y'all gonna have Sunday dinner?
We gonna have food. That's
Okay,
that's
praise the Lord.
catered by Mighty Wings.
Mighty Wings.
Yeah, which is Dennis Reed is also on the panel.
He's on the panel.
Nice.
Yeah, we hosting it here at 25900 Greenfield Road at the DR2 Studios.
Third floor.
Yep,
Third floor.
Suite 340.
Excited.
The doors open at 2 p.m. The show start at 3 to 7 p.m. We're gonna have vendors, have information for resources, licensed therapists, information, life insurance, just things that can help people who might be going through some things or suffering through the things like the car, many of us. And I have an actual surprise, not a surprise, but something to share when we come Sunday.
What? You keeping a secret?
Yeah.
Of all people.
Oh no, he sound like you.
Of all people. No, that's y'all, boy. Y'all.
No, you be, hey,
Y'all got hot potatoes.
no, this Mr. Featured over here.
Yeah, I keep my. I
I could
mine.
keep it because
He
it's
keep
my
it.
secret.
Yeah.
So
Just
like
tell
you keep
us
us
how
from
we
the
can get
hockey
in
game.
contact with y'all.
Well, number one, Dice is I might be the original person, the original concept and idea, but as far as coordinating everything, we're going through Dice. So give me a number. And,
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us about what up though, all that and all that.
Yeah.
well, Sunday and
Your nonprofit.
Yeah.
yeah.
Get your
yeah.
chance.
got an award too. Go
You just got
ahead.
an award. Let's talk about your award.
Well, you got nominated.
And Kronk is one of the sponsors.
Yes, shout out to Kronk. They'll be here in the building with a table set up for those because I realized health is wealth. I just started working out last week.
Okay. I saw them cookies on your Facebook page. Put them down.
That was before I went to work out.
Okay.
So yeah, we ain't gonna eat those. We ain't even looking for them no more. But shout out to Kronk. We at the gym.
Okay.
We're going several times a week now. So
No, you're not.
Okay. Dr.
Don't do
Sabrina.
him like that.
Can't put him on blast.
Right.
Me,
No,
you, we
no.
gonna
saying we
We
just-
ain't gonna call them out.
you such a hater.
like that.
You
Dr.
ain't let me
Sabrina.
finish. You ain't even
You
understand
have
what I
these
said.
brochures. Let's talk about those.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about those.
Essential Colors is a personality assessment test that I created. I created it in 2005. Oh my God! So I've been doing it for 21
Yeah,
years.
There you go.
I'm happy about that.
I am very happy about
Happy.
that.
Embrace
But
it.
it is because I believe that if you understand how you're wired, then you're better equipped to deal with people who are wired differently.
Yes.
You'll stop taking things personally because a lot of times we think that people, oh, they don't like me. No, they just wired different.
Okay.
And if you learn that when you know what you're working with, then you know how to work it. So I will be doing
Full time,
essential
overtime.
colors, and we'll have a new little
Oh,
something
God.
ready
Yes.
for you. We're gonna be
Another
dropping-
secret.
Another secret we're gonna drop
Oh, I like
on
it.
Sunday.
Yes.
So
But there's 4 personality
Hey, I'm about
types.
to ask you
only
about that.
4. Blue people are people. They love people and people love them. Then there's gold people. Gold people are organized, structured, dependable. They love rules. They love them so much they want to make them. And then after they make them, they want to enforce them.
Okay.
And then there's green people. They're the smart people. So they're visionary. They're problem solvers. But they don't necessarily like people. So they like to
Can
be
you be a
by
mixture?
themselves.
Yeah.
Of course, we all are. And then the last color is orange. Orange people are our rule breakers and risk takers. They love, love, love being the center of attention. They like to have a party. The party don't get started till they show up. But what I say in my model, which is different than other models, is that you have to be willing to activate the whole you and not just the parts of you like. So when you take the test, you'll have a primary color, but you're going to have a number on every color. So if you activate the whole you, the better you are at navigating all your relationships and not just the easy ones.
So tell me how people can get in contact with you.
SabrinaJackson.com.
Wow.
It is.
There's to the point. Well, while you was giving us the rundown of the colors, the front desk hit me up, and it's time for us to check out. So what we do here, we do a closing thought, closing word. Briefly, because it's checkout time. We're not
Okay.
paying extra. Billy,
What up, Doug?
take us out. Ah.
So, what I've heard a lot here today is to know yourself.
Okay.
And what I've been taught is that humans cannot see their own eyeballs. So only in connection with others can we find ourselves.
Dang, Billy, you
Say that one more time, Billy. Humans cannot what?
See their
We
own
can't see
eyeballs.
our own eyeballs.
Wow.
So when we connect with others, eyeball to eyeball,
Mm-hmm.
is when we find ourselves.
That's good.
Zah.
Deep.
Zah.
Zah.
I'm about to go deep too, because he went deep.
Well, pause. Hold on.
Take that.
What comes
Steady.
from the heart, what comes from the heart speaks to the heart. And if it's real, they gonna recognize real. And when it's genuine, they gonna recognize when it's genuine. They gonna recognize when it's authentic. Don't try to change yourself to fit somebody else's narrative. Be yourself. God gave you a gift, and it's not to be put in a box. It's meant to be shared.
Absolutely.
So share your box.
Share your box, baby.
Share your box.
Share your box with everybody.
Stop. Y'all get Oh my God.
He started. He always
No, I
started.
didn't.
He said, "Share your box, huh?"
The car. Take us out.
I'm gonna say this.
You want to see the box. You want to
Do
see the
not
box.
surround yourself with people who tolerate you. Only go around people who celebrate you. And
Ooh,
use up.
facts.
And that's it.
Oh, wow.
Big
Drop the mic.
facts.
Drop them.
Mic
Nice.
drop.
You know, with me, just put God first. Remember to live, love, and laugh. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically it for me.
Dr. Sabrina.
The number one reason
I
why
ain't scared you
people
just nothing. You
fail.
turned around.
The number one reason why people fail is coachability. Because how do
wait,
you get
bring
back-
that. Wait. That's,
Did you say comfortability?
no,
Coachability.
See, that's why she
That's
got
why I
to
said
bring
bring
it
it
back.
back.
Because you got to hear it. Not just, I'm just saying personally, everybody needs to hear this again.
Yes.
The number one reason why we fail at anything is coachability. Because how do you get better if can't nobody tell you nothing? So you must get to the point that you are able to accept and implement feedback gracefully.
Amen.
Steady Rock.
Look, man. If you love somebody, just call them and tell them you love them. That's one of the biggest things. We don't love on each other enough. Fellas, this your boys, your best friends. Ain't nothing wrong with telling your friends you love them.
Facts.
I call this brother and I tell him I love him all the time. I tell Rico, when me and Rico talk, when me and Billy talk, I be like, all right, man, love you, bro. Tell people you love them.
Absolutely.
Because tomorrow's not promised. Because you know what?
It's so cold in the deep.
And I'm going to let you have it.
Yeah,
It's so cold in the
Agreed.
D. For real, for real.
for real.
Okay.
For real, for real.
Nostradamus is on you.
America. See, look. In all seriousness, click like and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here. As you see, our followers are growing, our views are growing, and that's because what we have here, what I always say, this is not a podcast, it's a production.
Yes.
I think this was needed today.
Yes.
Yes.
We needed to have this type of conversation because sometimes a lot of us lose tomorrow reaching back for yesterday.
Ooh.
So we can't get scared.
Say
You
it
can't be
again.
scared. Okay. Don't lose tomorrow reaching back for yesterday.
Yes.
Because what we are afraid of is possibly nothing at all if we really think about it. And that's where a lot of anxiety with me and depression, all that come from, because anxiety is hasn't happened yet.
Imaginary.
Yeah,
You
it
worry
hasn't
about
happened
it.
yet.
Mhm.
And so I've learned me personally, I've learned to quiet the noise. And my mom used to always say, oh, you just can't see the forest from the trees right now. So once you start cutting down lumber, once you see all that, that's what I've done. I've learned to slow down the noise, weed everything out. And the one thing, what you said a little bit earlier, is not like this, but it is. Once you say it and you move on. Whether they believe it or not, that's for them to carry. You already unpacked it. So now I'm making my load lighter by unpacking what I'm saying. And if that person don't believe it or they don't believe in it, it's not my problem no more.
Problem.
And I will leave you with this. Find you someone, link up with someone who, I'll say a Jay-Z quote and I'll leave it at this. I put my hand on my heart, that means I feel you. Real recognize real and you're looking familiar. Find you somebody that looks familiar and you embrace them and you talk to them and you grow with them. And we just want to keep going and growing. And we hope you follow us back on Sweet 1701 on our next episode. Steady Rock, take us out.
Everybody wants to be on Sweet 1701.
What up, though? Detroit, what's new? Sweet 1701, come through. Top Hopkins, reintroduce yourself. This couldn't be done by no one else. Steady Rock on the ones and twos. Cut sharp like Jalen Rose, hairline, ooh, yeah. Earl Flynn in my Pistons starter jacket. Got a fresh outfit with the Jimmy's match. Zaza chose God over Joy Roll. Must have keep the energy up in the fridge cold. Oh, got legends on the wall, man. Only sweet with legendary dog gang.
1701, put the D in the frame where the hustlers went threads and the legends got game. Talking Pistons while the city hit the blade. Old English D on the hat, can't forget the yay. BLS tapped in, scammer diamonds on the set. Counts rolling every quote stitch fresh off the press. DR2 cut clean, no cap, caught events. Every guest bring a thread that connect with success. The grind meets gloss, take it back to the roof. Bitches varsity talks from the kicks to the suits. Mic check from the stool, top it's hot like a toast. It's more than a pod, it's the voice of the coach.
This is just not a podcast. This is a production. Let's go.